Welcome to Relationship Ready. Thanks for joining. Today, let's talk about sex, baby. And let's talk about intimacy, baby. Because sex is just one part of intimacy. And physical intimacy is just one part of sex. So today, we're going to talk about what physical intimacy is. We're going to talk about how to get to know what we like and what we don't like. We're going to talk about how to get to know what our partner likes and doesn't like. And we're going to try to combine that together to build closer relationships, more physically intimate, which can create more emotional intimacy if done in a healthy way with consent and support to become more ready for deeper and deeper levels of relationship. And that includes sex. So what is physical intimacy? Physical intimacy is a connection through the body. Connection through the body. Now, how do you connect through the body? There's stereotypes that the male stereotypical gender can have sex and then their emotions come. And female gender have emotions that have to come first to be ready for sex. Now, there's a grain of truth to that, but the grain of truth to that is that's in all of us. We all crave physical intimacy. We all crave emotional intimacy. And since physical intimacy isn't just sex, physical intimacy is touch, physical intimacy is the pat on the back of your shoulder, the touch of your foot as you sit across at dinner, and the swiping by of that person you haven't met yet, that you exchange looks and just happen to brush against each other consensually. That builds physical intimacy. That's why bars are so popular, because they contain little microcosms of what we all look for in emotional and physical intimacy. And they provide a lubricant to let down your guard, which is what's dangerous, because it comes with a lot of need for consent and lack of consent. But it's the same thing we have in our own emotional intimacy with ourselves and with our partners. We need to connect and figure out what our partner likes and what they don't like. Some people don't like any physical touch. It creeps them out. It's sensory. It makes things more difficult. If there's people with sensory issues, autism, or just trauma and experience, or just they don't like it, then physical intimacy is a gift, and a well-earned gift that's earned through trust, connection, and vulnerability. To get to that consent of, yeah, it's okay to touch me. It's okay for me to touch you. Because when that happens, all of our chemicals go off. Our pleasure principles, our dopamine, our serotonin, our norepinephrine, all get stimulated because we all need touch. We all need a hug. We all need intimacy. And if we haven't experienced those things, we build up walls and start to tell ourselves that we don't need those. But we are all creatures, and we all have impulses. The animals that we barely evolved from spend their days grooming each other for that physical intimacy. If you've reached a point in a relationship where they're picking the hair out of your ears or playing with your belly button, you've reached the same point of that id of impulse control that we all have as mammals, to connect and be together. So how do you get more physical intimacy? Well, first, you got to know what feels good to you. If you know how to pleasure yourself, If you know that if you sit a certain way, you're much more comfortable. That's learning about your body and learning about physical. It's being in your body. Dance movement therapists are wonderful at this. Living in your body is a very difficult thing, especially if you've had trauma or experiences that have damaged your body or have scared your body. Then the work is living in your body, to know what you enjoy and what feels good to you. As I sit here, my hands together, that feels good. Knowing that and learning the temperature, the texture, the pressure that feels good to you. And then learning that about your partner too. You learn that through responses, you learn that through communication, you learn that through questions, and being vulnerable enough to answer honestly for yourself and each other with consent. Because without the consent, a tickle becomes painful and an intimate touch becomes a violation. That's what's so dangerous and exciting about physical intimacy. So it's vital that we all learn it. It's vital that we all know it. And it's vital that we all practice it to know ourselves, know each other, and show up with each other. So that once you know what you like physically and once you know what they like physically, then it is such a blast to show each other in an intimate way at whatever comfort and pace is good for each of you, because that's what creates so much good physical intimacy. I know me, I show you, we show each other. That is hot, because that is connection, emotionally and physically, which is what we all need in all of us. Thank you. Come back to Relationship Ready next time.